Hello and welcome to ESG Accord. My name is Ellie and I'm Director and Consultant for the company. This presentation is an outline guide to the anticipated compliance requirements and procedures which will be needed to give advice on ESG and sustainable finance, and also a guide to our services. Why act now? We expect the UK to mirror the EU, and we expect to see the new regulations for the EU and UK financial advisory firms to have a likely implementation date of Q1, Q2 2022. This basically gives us a 1-year countdown to get ready, and it means significant decisions and change about how you deliver advice. Increased disclosure rules are already here for asset managers, and the government and regulators are increasingly and globally focused on sustainability with cross-party and institutional aims for stability of implementation. We already have the FCA policy statement, PS 2017, and this is a joint government and regulator roadmap charting the path towards mandatory TCFD, that's the task force on climate-related financial disclosures. What is coming? As a sound starting point, we're using the EU example to outline what might be coming for UK advisors. Even if the rules are less onerous than the EU regulations, it will still involve the majority of financial advisory firms to be making significant changes in how they operate. Which direction will your firm go in? How will you implement compliance procedure changes? What training will be needed for your staff, your advisors, your administrators, right through your firm? Some have likened the proposed incoming changes to be of equal magnitude to RDR. Website statements. Advice firms will need to place a statement in a prominent place on their website, declaring whether the firm has chosen to integrate and/or advise clients on ESG and sustainable finance. Both require a compliance process. The aim of doing this disclosure is to educate clients that their investment decisions can have a direct impact on the future. To invest for the future of the economy, for the environment, and for society. Ultimately, the world that our children will be living in, and the world which we are going to be retiring into. Where a firm decides not to integrate, a statement will also need to be on display on the website. In the EU, this statement will include the reason why the firm does not offer advice on sustainable finance. So you can see that this option will also require a compliance process. Ask the questions. Okay, let's assume that you decide to give, or you do already currently give, advice on ESG and sustainable finance. A current standard fact find will be something along the lines of, do you want ESG or ethical funds as part of your financial plan? This question doesn't unfortunately even scratch the surface of what is available under the broad sustainable finance heading. And secondly, it doesn't go anywhere near grasping whether or not the client understands the question. So from a compliance point of view, these are risky assumptions. Under the new rules, advisors will have to dig deeper, because you cannot expect your clients to understand the difference between basic ESG strategy, one that's got an ethical underpin, one that includes and covers the UN Sustainable Development Goals, or one that's strictly for positive investment. So you can see that you're going to need a separate questionnaire, new compliance processes, and all this to get to the heart of the client's understanding, then their preferences, and then you'll be able to ensure that you can match the client outcome with their values and expectations, and you'll be able to record it all appropriately. Where the client's answer is no to ESG or sustainability preferences, you'll also need to record this, ask why, and record it with a level of granularity. So it also requires a fact-find process. Best practice. Best practice includes a record and understanding of a client's attitude to risk, a full fact find, know your customer, pricing, objectives, etc., all linking through to your advice outcomes and recorded for preservation in your suitability letter. Best practice for ESG and sustainability will need the same level of granularity, and this is going to require a new robust compliance process. The best way of recording, we believe, is via a questionnaire. But what questions do you need to ask? Consider the different nuances and outcomes when asking questions about responsible investment, everything from strict ethical views, from ESG opinions, and then ascertaining which funds would be most suitable for each client. If you're running model portfolio services, you'll be able to group the clients together under headings in different categories, so ESG only, the SDGs, ethical, etc., and then run the portfolio to suit the client group. Services. We have built an innovative framework of compliance procedures for financial advisory firms to give best practice advice on ESG and sustainable finance. We have built example templates for website statements on sustainable finance, terms of business additions and addendum explainer, compliance manual considerations. We've built a client identification system based on triage to lead you or not into a full fact find. We've built an ESG fact find covering everything from sustainable finance, responsible investment, ethical investments, the SDGs, impact investing. File reviews, we can assess compliance with the disclosure rules and your internal processes to match. In addition, we can provide expertise, bespoke training and support, and ongoing research to respond to these incoming regulatory changes. Please do get in touch. Our aim is to bring your compliance, ESG, and sustainability in accord. Thank you.